Good morning, everybody. And I mean, good morning. It is gorgeous. So, like a week ago, we had, wherever you were, from 10 to 12 inches of snow, which fell straight down. So it was not a big not a big piled up drift kind of a snow. In fact, the gentleman that is going to be the manager of the new building here in Alva was in town, and he's from Laramie County, Wyoming. And he was here when it snowed, and he said, "I've never seen snow come from up to down. All of ours goes straight sideways in Wyoming." It's the Rose and Ben show. It's a kind of a challenge from time to time, but Rosie has sorted it out where it works. Due to her wisdom and her long time learning curve, we have tons of information. We're gonna talk to some more people in the neighborhood about what they do and why. But the tons of information that Rosie has is living 91 years. She has picked up so many gems of wisdom. So on the Rose and Ben show, if you get nothing else out of it, you'll get other stuff. But at the end, Rosie will give you a gem to live by. It'll make you a better person. Now, we were at the nutrition center, the seniors nutrition center last week, and Rosie was so excited to be in her tribe that she forgot to bring in her wisdom. So today, Rosie, you've got two gems?
I do, and they're really good.
We'll be the judge of that. Yes, we will. How are you, Rosie?
Oh, I'm great. It's so nice to be able to go outside and not look at all those piles of snow, and to be able to go back and go swimming and ride my bike. It's a good day to be alive in Alva, Oklahoma.
Good Lord, Rosie, were you swimming outside?
No, but something happened at the pool. It was a little cool.
Oh, a little nippy in the pool, huh?
Yes,
So we got it back going?
we got it going.
That's a wonderful place, isn't it?
It's phenomenal that we have that place in Alva, Oklahoma. You really get to looking at it, and it's fantastic.
We have three guests today, and our first one is one that visits you every day, Monday through Friday, at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., noon, and 5 p.m. She is known as the Farm Girl, but her real name is Sagelyn Booty, and she uses that occasionally on the air, too. What's your favorite thing about the Farm Girl of all the things you've heard? I'll tell you what mine is. Sage brings real stories, real things that are happening in agriculture, not we'd like or, wouldn't it be nice, but stuff that's really happening. The farm deal is pretty tough. We're talking about the weather last week. I mean, those guys don't get to say, well, it's a little cold, I don't think I'll go out today and break the ice or feed the cattle or whatever. In fact, I said a week ago, it was on Chamber Chats, I said I got up in the morning to watch the sunrise during the snow because it was so pretty. So at sunrise, I'm looking out my front door, and there's pickup lights in about 5 different pastures. Three. I tend to exaggerate from time to time. The Olsons were already at it. The Egglestons were already at it. The what? Yes, the Redgates were already at it. I mean, they got to get that stuff done, and time's a wasting. We don't necessarily need daylight to work, right? So, Rosie, introduce the beautiful lady sitting beside you.
Well, beautiful is right. And I'm going to turn the microphone to her. And anything you have to tell us about farming, I'm interested. And everybody should be around here. It's a great thing to be in farming if you can hang in there.
Right. That is true. Well, thank you guys for having me on the show. It's so good to be here with Ben and Rose. You guys are such a blessing to the community and the surrounding areas. And I know everyone loves to tune in on Thursdays to listen to what you guys have to say.
In case I didn't say your name, go ahead and say your name again.
So my name is Sagelyn Booty. If you tune in Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., noon, and 5 p.m., you probably hear me giving the ag reports and what's happening in the world of agriculture. Right now, as you know, the most people didn't like the snow, but it was a good amount of moisture that was put on our wheat crop. And so we're feeling pretty blessed right now, and we're hoping that come June we'll have a good, plentiful yield for our wheat farmers. The cattle prices are really high right now, so if you're in the market to sell cattle, you're loving that check coming in. Now, the replacement of those cattle, if you're in that side of it, you may not enjoy that as much. But yeah, the markets are high, and just keep hanging in there.
I just have to add this. We used to go to town and buy a baby calf to put on a cow for maybe $150. Do you know what they cost nowadays?
I would say a little bit more than that now.
I've heard 1,000. Is that right?
That would be right, depending on how many pounds. But yes, that could be an accurate price.
You know, Sage, a part of the United States ag thing that is so underreported is how our friends north of us, our Canadian friends, are really, really, really getting in tough shape, particularly pushed by the China markets.
That is correct.
And that hurts us. I mean, that hurts us because we can usually trade with the Canadians easily. Not so easy now.
Right.
So as you look at, and I've said this before and said it incorrectly, so I'll say it and you correct me. You're a 5th generation farmer, is that right?
I am actually a 7th generation farmer.
See, I just throw you a nice soft one there. So, yeah, 7 generations of getting it done. And as you know, your grandfather is my age. We go back to the beginnings of being in 4-H, at 4-H camp together at one of the state parks and so on. How does I've heard your grandfather talk to you or talk to your dad about he doesn't like this or that because of it's so different from the way the way we have done it. Equipment, machinery costs are a great example.
Absolutely. Because of that, a lot of people are doing no-tilling because they simply just can't afford the equipment to get the ground worked. Nowadays, GPS is a huge thing. We're turning into a society where you don't even have to have a human in cabs, which is crazy to think about. But now, we have some robots working the ground for us, and I know that fertilizing is obviously a huge deal, especially if you're doing no-till. And I went to the farm show a couple weekends ago, and you could see these drones that were massive. And it's a sort of like a robot deal where they go out in the pastures, they use GPS to map out the fields, and then they use this drone to go out there and fertilize it. And of course, you have someone controlling the drone, but there's nobody in a cab out there actually fertilizing the ground.
Unbelievable. And the aerial sprayer guys are going, wait a minute. Now you're trying to put us out of business because you can load a drone with all that spray and stand beside your field with your little joystick and just get her done yourself.
That's right. Yeah.
The harvest this year was strange, to say the least. You would know that better than most because you guys harvest a lot of different acres that are scattered around. It must have taken you close to a month to get harvest done because of the intermittent weather.
July 11th, we were officially pulling our combines into the sheds, and so that's starting at least by June 1st. And so I would say in my 10 years of driving one of our family's combines, that's the longest we've ever cut wheat.
I would think so. And that kind of plays on inside the minds of the guy that's going to have to write the check somewhere sometime because, okay, my dad landed on Normandy Beach and he had those scars all of his life. And just as your dad is and your grandpa, my dad lived on wheat and on cattle. So when it came time to harvest and the storm clouds were rolling in, he was a man of nightmares and a very, very short very short temper. Now, your dad is very smooth, and your grandpa is, but I got to think they were a little bit concerned going a whole month trying to get the wheat out of the field.
Absolutely. When you go too long and there's too much moisture, you can start to see mold growing in the tops of the wheat head, and you certainly don't want that because then the elevators won't accept it. So it's a very crucial time of when the wheat needs to be cut. And so, obviously we have no control over Mother Nature, but we do have a Lord above us that we can certainly pray and believe that we're going to be blessed.
And I got to think that there was some of that going on at the Booty breakfast table and around about, the third week that we're trying to cut this stuff.
Right, absolutely. We were all praying, but we were blessed enough that we didn't ever have a mold issue. I talked to some farmers and ranchers around Oklahoma City area, and they were seeing the mold, and so they just had to, forget it. We'll just plow over it and pray for next year.
You were talking about not being able to till the soil and doing that garbage farming, which will yield a crop, but man, it looks ugly.
It does. You have to spray a lot more because obviously there's a lot of weeds. That's what comes when you farm. You're working the ground. You're keeping the weeds killed but to each their own. What works for some doesn't always work for others.
Without a doubt, we're with the farm girl Sage Booty on this morning's Rose and Ben. Rosie, can we take a break?
Let's do. I think we need to.
Rose has called for a break, producer-director Cade Kennedy. Let's go.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
It's the Rose and Ben Radio Rodeo. Doesn't have anything to do with rodeo. Maybe someday it will. We could go that direction. But this morning, we're in agriculture. Rose and Ben in agriculture with Sagelyn Booty, the farm girl that you hear on KALV. Sage is in the master's program at Northwestern and will complete it this year and has just changed jobs. Sage, I don't know enough about what you're doing to be able to lead you in. So please tell me where you have run off to.
All right. Well, thanks, Ben, for the introduction. My name is Sagelyn Booty, and I just accepted a job with Agri Placements in Fairview, Oklahoma. And so if you were tuned in just a couple minutes ago, you heard Ben and I talk about a lot of stressors that farmers and ranchers have to deal with. And many of those can be machine breakdowns, Mother Nature, inflation, interest rates. But one of those stressors that a lot of people don't hear about or talk about is labor on their farm. And if you farm and ranch yourself, then you know that labor plays a huge part, because if you don't have people cutting the crops, running the machinery, or tending the livestock, then there will just be no farm and ranch. It's just as simple as that. And so with Agri Placements, we help U.S. farmers and ranchers who are struggling to find labor on their farm get non-immigrant workers, so workers from other countries, into the U.S. to help on these farms and ranches. And so it's about a 90-day process. So the farmer gets to determine their start date and their end date. So once you figure out when you need your workers here, then we work 90 days back from there.
Where all do you get those workers from?
Great question, Rose. So I would say 90 to 95% of them come from Mexico. So a lot of these workers are on the East and West Coast. They're hand-picking fruits and vegetables. some areas like Kansas, Oklahoma, interlocked states have a lot of South Africans because they can speak and understand English
And run the machines.
and run the machines, correct. Whereas Mexicans do a lot of hand picking with the fruits and vegetables, but South Africans can run the machines. And so that's what we do kind of in a nutshell. We do a lot of the government paperwork, which can be fun at times, but other times can make you want to pull your hair out. But, I just have to keep saying it's a win-win for both parties here, because farmers and ranchers that are struggling to find help are able to get work on their farm, but then it's also helping these non-immigrant workers. A lot of these other countries where they're coming from is a dangerous place, and so allowing them to be able to leave their countries that are where they can be getting almost killed, they're able to come in the U.S., help on these farms, and then they get to take their profit home, and it's worth a lot more. The U.S. dollar is worth a lot more than in their home country.
I have been told that those workers are usually high quality.
They are, and so that's why a lot of U.S. farmers and ranchers are wanting them, and you'll see the increase of numbers of farmers who have H-2A workers continuously increasing in today's world, because let's face it, a lot of U.S. workers just don't want to work, and so these H-2A workers come in, and they're dedicated to their job. A lot of them don't bring their family over, and so all they have to do is work because they don't know anybody. And so they're here to work. They show up and they work hard, and you just have to show them kind of what they need to do. You'll have your job duties listed out and make sure that they fit that. And then they start to work.
Do they usually come back every year to the same family once they get established?
They do. So a lot of our farmers and ranchers, they get pretty tight with a lot of the H-2A workers, and then they'll continue to come back every year. And that works for both, because the farmer doesn't have to continue to train different H-2A workers, but then it also helps the H-2A worker because they know the farmer and who they're working for. They know the farmer's expectations, and the farmer usually tends to pay them a little bit more because they keep coming back every year.
Rosie would be a mentor of those because of her work ethic. She's here busting it 1 hour a day, every week.
That's right.
Well, I happen to know someone that used those workers from South Africa, and they were very pleased.
Awesome. Yeah. And I have a feeling that some of our listeners on here even have H-2A workers. I know quite a few people in the surrounding Alva area have a lot of them, especially during wheat harvest. During the months of June and July, you'll see a lot of them coming through that will be on custom cutters, but they're just working their way through cutting wheat.
That was what they were, custom cutters, and they were very pleased.
Good. And you can normally pick them out of a crowd. If you go into the co-ops in the summer months, they're usually the ones that are wearing short shorts.
Oh, I don't know about that.
They do. They wear those shorts and those high boots, and they're always so nice, so polite, and it's always so interesting to talk to them and get to hear where they're from and a little bit about them, because places in South Africa, it's just a little bit different than America.
Do they come untrained completely and the farmers train them?
So, good question, Rose. So, with the wage rule, the farmer must pay the highest of the federal or state minimum wage. And the minimum wage was actually just decreased quite a bit, which we don't see very often. But each state is different. So, depending on what state you live in, depends on what the farmer has to pay the worker. So right now, for a skill level 1 worker in Oklahoma, a farmer's only required to pay them $10.05 an hour. And that's less than 3 months worth of experience. You get a worker that has more than 3 months of experience, you're looking at $14.79 an hour. And let's be honest, a lot of farmers and ranchers who in the U.S., they're paying their U.S. workers more than $15 an hour. So they look at this like, oh, well, I'm only having to pay them $10.05 an hour. Well, that can save me some money in other areas.
So, Sage, I know that you enjoy this from at least two sides. One side is the learning part of it, and the other side is that you are very much God's servant. You've got to enjoy matching these parts of industry up with these people.
I do. I absolutely love it. One thing that's unique about our company actually, Ben, is that we let our farmers and ranchers interview their worker and get to pick their own worker. So we don't place them with H2A workers, but we can put them with recruiters who can then go help them find their H2A workers. But I love to wake up and go to work and talk to farmers and ranchers and talk to H2A workers and just, help the farmers find labor because, there's a lot of stressors that are out of our control when it comes to farming and ranching, but I believe providing labor for U.S. farmers and ranchers is one area where I can help maybe relieve that stress from farmers.
Agreed, and I didn't know about the interview thing. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So there's no placement. You have to take this person type of thing. Our guest this morning is Sage Booty, the farm girl. You hear at 7, at 8, at noon, and at 5 every day. Sageland, thank you incredibly for coming and joining us. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations on almost being through the master's program at Northwestern.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. You guys are such a joy. I love being around you guys. So thank you and continue to do great work.
I just hope that when you get your master's, you won't be so cool that you don't run the combine anymore, because I enjoy about, 2 hours of work a year, and riding around with you counts for me.
Yes, and we're both in there working. We are. You're interviewing me, and I'm sort of running the combine.
Sort of, setting the GPS and one thing and another. We'll be back. We're going to talk to Carly from the Alva Beer Co. about what they are doing and how they're doing it to make Alva and Northwest Oklahoma an even more interesting place than it is, and it's already awfully interesting. We'll be back right after this on Rose and Ben.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV. Let's talk about your future. Are you looking for a career change or possibly training in computers, health careers, automotive, cosmetology, digital design, electrical trades, welding, or biomedical sciences? At Northwest Technology Center, we offer these programs for adults, high school, and homeschool students from Alene Clio, Alva, Canton, Cherokee, Fairview, Freedom, Ringwood, and Winoka. Call to enroll today at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life. This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
It's Rose and Ben on the radio rodeo. Once a week, every week. It's the latest, most mature morning show in American radio. Most morning shows are from 6 to 9, and they go 5 days a week. Well, ours is 1 hour a week, and it's on Thursday because Rosie doesn't want to work on Friday. Carly's with us. Carly from Alva Beer Co., and I know it's going well because I drive by and see all the cars and all the trucks. And last week I saw Rosie there.
She gets to come in and we get to see her every once in a while. It's pretty great.
So how old is Alva Beer Co. now?
Oh, let's see. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary in October. So,
happy anniversary. I had no idea it was first. So the deal is after you make it a year, it's a cinch, right? As with the new business, no more problems ever, right?
yeah, we got it all. It's all smoothed out. We know it all.
What are you going to do now to not only keep the ball rolling, but have this snowball get bigger and bigger?
Oh, man. Well, let's see. I just keep adding to our event calendar. So that's been really fun. Adding to just trying to find unique things to do. I think this month we're going to do a puzzle competition, and that hasn't been done yet.
Well, speaking of events, would you share with us what you have coming up in February?
I will. Let's see. So this Friday, we've got Delicate Delights coming, and that's always a big hit. They set up and sell their cookies, and there's always a line. And say that again. Delicate Delights Cookie Company.
And what is it?
So they set up a little pop-up shop, and they have macarons and cookies, and yes, they are local. Jordan Smart and her husband Zach have that, and so we host them once a month, and it's pretty great.
When are they there?
They are there typically on the first Fridays when we have First Fridays downtown.
What time? The entire time you're open?
I guess I should share that, huh? They set up about 6 and they stay for a couple hours or until they sell out.
Now these people are famous in their own right. I mean, I know of 3 different. No, I'm serious, Rose. I know of 3 different groups in Winoka, and one in Freedom, that schedule there when I'm going to go to Walmart or when I'm going to go to the grocery store in Alva. Yeah. When the cookie pop-up is going, am I right?
Oh, it's a deal. It's a deal. We always have a line, and they post the menu ahead of time, so you kind of know what you're going to go in and try to get.
This is called Cookie Pop-Up.
Help us, Carly. Help us.
All right. So it's Delicate Delights is the company name, and they call it their dollar cookie night, but I just kind of end up calling it a cookie pop-up. So yeah, so that's Friday. And then on Saturday, we have Haas Miller. He's coming and going to do an acoustic set for us. He is a very talented singer-songwriter out of Stillwater. And I'm excited about that. And yeah, then we're going to go next Tuesday. We have some Singo with Dustin, which is always a hit. You need to come.
Does that mean everybody sings with him?
Towards the end of the night, it can get that way. It's a music bingo, and it's always really fun. It ends up being, I forgot, we did kind of golden oldies last week, and we ended up having our phones instead of lighters with the lights on and just waving them, and it got pretty fun.
Did you say it's a music bingo?
Yeah.
I like to play bingo. What does that mean?
Rosie, it would be made for you because you're one of those that would come in and take a look at it and go, you would not catch me. You'll never, and about 2 hours later, you're going, I got another one to sing. When this one's done, I've got another song. That would be you, Rosie. That would be you.
Well, how does music bingo work?
So you have a bingo card, and you have the name of the song on it. And so instead of numbers, we play the song, and you mark the song, and it ends up being pretty fun.
I didn't know anything about that. My goodness.
So next Tuesday at 6:30, and you need to get there early because it fills up. So
Well, it sounds phenomenal.
I'll see you there.
I like to go to the casino, so is it anything like that?
I'll have to work on that.
Try to keep Rosie in town, Carly. Try to keep her off the road.
We do have lots of fun prizes, so there you go.
I'm for that.
Okay. So that's Tuesday. And then on Valentine's Day, we're going to have Ethan Shoulders. And he is a cowboy singer-songwriter, kind of a poet in his own way. I'm excited about him. He's going to be here doing acoustic set for,
And where is he from?
He's from the Panhandle. I want to say Felt, but I am not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. And then Thursday, the 19th, we're going to do a network at night. Haley Reagan from Northwest Tech sets that program up, and we have kind of talked about that it'd be nice to have some kind of something to talk about to get people around the idea and talking more than just kind of coming. And so we're going to have Larry Milbourne, the new Salt Fork Arena Executive Director, come and just kind of give us an update and fill us in on that.
You mean it's kind of like a talk show?
I'm on this now. I don't know the answer to your question. She'll answer it in a minute. But Larry Milbourne is one interesting guy that's going to be doing one interesting job. We want to be a part of that. When are you going to do that?
So that is going to be Thursday the 19th. And what we typically do is from 5, so around 5, people come in, we mingle, we talk, we kind of chat about different things, and everybody gives everybody a chance to just kind of network. And then around 6 or so, we had a program last time, and so then it just gives everybody kind of another opportunity to go and share ideas about.
Oh, that'll be great to meet the new executive director of the Salt Fork Arena. Yeah. Yes.
So, I mean, that is a really needed deal. There are so many questions in our community. Well, for instance, Carly, we'll be in Saturday, we'll be in Winoka at their local stock show. And then Monday, starting next week, it'll be up here, the Woods County show at our fairgrounds. All of those people have to be thinking, okay, so what do we do? I mean, are we going to go, is this going to work for us? Or what is like at this point, because of safety issues, you really can't even tour the building, which is rightfully so. I mean, they're working on it, but there's so many questions in our community. We need to hang out with that deal, Rose. Can we be down there, Carly?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone is welcome. And I would hope that we have a good crowd and, bring some questions and talk to them.
Okay, hopefully, I'll brief Rosie up, so hopefully she doesn't get Singo and this deal mixed up,
Oh, there's several dates you got to get down on your calendar, Rosie.
I know. I see that. My goodness. But my car doesn't have lights. Will I be out of there before dark?
Oh, I don't know. We can find you a ride.
Okay.
I think we can get you an escort, Rosie. I think we can get you a red light escort. You're going to be okay. Oh, no, wait a minute. Okay. All right. If you're going to escort Rosie, we need a Dun & Bradstreet before you come to pick her up.
You got to submit a resume, right?
No, you always tell my age, and so I'll never be able to get an escort.
Well, I think it's going to help you a little bit, Rosie, if you will accept younger men. I think it'll be okay. You okay with it?
Oh boy, am I.
Okay. All right. We can make this work. Now, Carly, where were we in legitimate business here?
Oh man. All right, back on track. And then on Saturday the 21st, we have Bison Band. That is a full band night, so we do have a cover that night. $10, full band, dancing. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the program, is it to get into the building or just for the dance?
Just for the band, yeah. The tap room always stays open on live music nights. If you don't want to go and see the band, you don't have to.
Where do they come from?
So this month is kind of a local singer-songwriter month. This band is out of Claremore, so they're all Oklahoma folks, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then on the 24th, we're going to do a puzzle night. I'm kind of excited about this. We recently traveled to New Orleans, and one of our favorite breweries there does this, and it's successful, so I stole the idea.
Does that mean we sit around and put puzzles together?
Yeah, actually. So everyone gets the same 500-piece puzzle, and you gather your team of 1 to 4, and you have 2 hours to complete the 500-piece puzzle, or whoever finishes first or has the least amount of pieces left wins the competition.
So last week, Rosie and I were live down at the senior center, nutritional center, and as I got there early to set up the equipment, as I'm setting up, this guy comes in. There's nobody in the place except the cooks. And he goes over and he gets one of those puzzles, and he sits down, and while I'm hooking up our equipment, he puts that puzzle together. It would have taken me 3.5 months. He then takes the thing, puts it back in a box, and puts it on the shelf. I'm amazed by the whole thing. I said, you put that together, and then you took it apart. He said, yeah, I can do these things in my sleep. He may come over and make your deal just go really quick.
Just might blow everybody out of the water. That'd be awesome. And then at the end of the month, on Saturday 28th, we have Body Pump with Liv. We have done a couple times we've done yoga, and this month we're going to try something new. It is a cardio class, kind of based on upbeat music, and you bring your light weights, and I move all the tables out of the way, and it's going to get us ready for the Great Divide. It's here that night at the Nightlight, so I thought that would be a good time to do that.
Are you a Great Divide fan? I mean, I am from back to the beginning, as a matter of fact. What a great bunch.
Oh, it's going to be a great night. I'm really excited.
What's the Great Divide?
That's a great question.
It's kind of I would say, one of the founding Red Dirt bands. Kind of gets the credit, right?
Well, Cody Canada, started and that band, and so that's the name of the band. When Cody went to become a single artist, Red Dirt, yes, all of that. Say that again.
Red Dirt Rangers, and I mean our local Bob Childers. I mean he's a legend. I found a picture the other day. I'll have to show you where I snagged a picture with him at the Rooster, I think, in Stillwater when I was there going to school. So
that would be within the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Carly, I had no idea this kind of things went on in the Alva Beer Company. My word. And your guys are going to do exercises to the body pump with it. Who's Liv?
So Liv Lohman is going to run the class. She is the the director at the Wellness Center. And
That's your
she's
Liv.
fabulous. Yeah, Liv. Yeah.
That's Olivia? Oh, my goodness.
You should come to this too. So I'm just going to leave you this calendar, Rosie. And you get a beer.
Oh, well, okay.
You can have it during class or after class, whichever you decide.
It better be after.
So yes, you're Livy, and you can use those weights that you have in your weight room at home. Rose, it'll work. You can bring your own weights, can't you, Carly?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, because she's got a full set, What? What's she pointing out?
So the doors open at 9:30
a.m.
and the class is at 10.
Couldn't make it, but Rosie can. She's up at that time. That's my day to be up at the crack of 11, but Rosie will be there. Okay, Carly, you got us up to date?
I did. I think that's February in a nutshell.
Alva's always been a pretty cool place, but it is so incredibly moving, shaking, wonderful. Thanks for what you do.
Absolutely. It's pretty fun.
Can you tell us, do you have any fantastic new pizzas? Now you're talking about stuff I like.
We don't have any new at this moment, but we have some ideas that we're not quite ready to reveal yet, but some new additions to the menu. So that's something to look forward to.
So she leaves us with a secret, so you'll have to come back, right?
That's right.
It's Carly from Alva Beer Co. We'll be right back with Rose and Ben, and we'll be traveling to the Northwest Technical Center with a whole new look at society here. We'll be back with Rose and Ben.
You're listening to Rose and Ben on KALV.
Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center is proud to offer comprehensive care solutions for those who matter most. From rehabilitation and palliative care to skilled nursing and long-term care, Beatles is committed to providing comfort, dignity, and peace of mind. Now, with a second location, the Beatles family continues its long-standing tradition of excellence, serving the people of Northwest Oklahoma with the same compassion and dedication they've been known for. Come by and see them at 720 North Share Boulevard in Alva. Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center, your care, your comfort, your community.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
It's Rose and Ben on the radio. Rodeo has nothing to do with rodeo, but it may one of these days. We're moving that direction. So Carly's brought you up to date. And Sageland, delightful. And now, Pam's here. How are you?
Wonderful.
How are things out on the hill, or how do we say, Northwest Tech, across from Rosie's house?
Things are going great at Northwest Technology Center.
So I see you brought Melinda Barton with you this morning. Is she your Uber driver?
Yes, she is.
Well, so before I ask you any question, I'm going to move over here real quick. Hey, thanks for coming out to our place. Have you enjoyed being in the green room this morning?
It's been really fun. Very entertaining. And thank you for having us this morning.
Oh, we're thrilled. We're thrilled. When you and I were talking about this young lady last week, you said something about a series of honors, a series of winnings, and I should have written that down, but I didn't. So would you, instead of me, introduce her and have her bring us up to speed on that?
Yes, this is Pam Malone. She is our business technology instructor at Northwest Technology Center, and this is her fifth year in this program, and she has some wonderful students, and consistently every year these students score in the top group on state and national certifications. And so she's had several students who have done kind of a unique honor with the group, and that's what she's going to tell you about. And then she does some really amazing things in her program that I think you'd like to hear about.
I do. I would, and so would Rosie. So Pam, you heard the introduction that I should have given, but when I was out there the other night to the forum for the mayoral candidates, I got there early, was setting up the equipment, and I was talking with Darren Slater, and he said, "Well, just take a walk around the building here and take a look." So I'm going down this hallway, and there are all of these decorative things that I guess students have made of who they are and what they're doing. Is that any of your area at all? That's impressive stuff, but they're everywhere, right?
Yes, they are.
So the state and national honors that Melinda was talking about, help me to know why would they even be in that competition?
Okay, well, first I'll tell you what the competition is. Students that enroll in the business technology program at Northwest Technology Center have the opportunity to become certified in Microsoft, either Word, PowerPoint, or Excel. And there are two different levels. There's an entry level and expert level. And these certification tests are given by a company called Certiport, and they are internationally recognized. So if a student would pass the certification and then move to Germany and apply for a job, they will receive a digital badge that goes on their resume, and that future possible employer can click on that badge, and it will actually give the date they passed the certification and their name, so that it verifies that they really are certified. So these are valuable certifications. They're not just tests that we give at the career tech level. Certiport is a big internationally recognized company.
Well, do they just come up and take the test, or do you teach them beforehand?
Oh, no, I teach them beforehand. So they usually, students in education, Google is mostly used for learning. So students are very up on knowing how to use Google. As we all know, in the business world, it is Microsoft that they will 90% be using, and they are not familiar with that before they come to my class, so it's brand new to them.
Okay, these students are coming out of the high schools.
That was a good question. I have students at our high school, and at the same time in the same classroom, I also have adult students.
Okay, if they're in the high school, what are they, juniors, seniors?
Yes, and some sophomores.
Well, that's great.
So what about a guy like me that tries to use those things and has learned it somewhere back there? Can I get any help?
It is not, we have night classes. That would be something maybe you're referring to, unless you chose to decide that maybe you wanted to better your life by becoming part of the business technology program, and you could choose one of the programs that would be a year-long certification, and part of that is learning these skills.
So your business and computers. So, do you do anything on the platform side of the computers? No kind of hardware. We're not talking any hardware. We're talking about practical using, right?
Correct. That is correct. I like to use the phrase, they can come to my program and learn skills to pay the bills. So if they decide not to go to college after high school and they have added these certifications to their resume, there's a very high percentage chance that they can get a job that pays more than minimum wage because of the skills that they've learned.
And I see a lot of people going into the security area of the whole internet kind of a thing, and that's kind of a whole new kind of background, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and that would be something separate than what we teach in business technology.
So what is the the favorite thing? What students go, I want to do this more than any other?
Or if you're talking about projects in the class.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. Or certifications. The certifications, I think, they take a lot of work, and that's why I'm so proud of these students. Melinda mentioned earlier, and I'm going to brag on them because we had the top 6 of the top 10 in the state of Oklahoma. So our class had the top 6 highest Microsoft scores. The scores, and this is nothing, we're not even really competing because they're just going in to take their certification test that is provided by Certiport, and Certiport keeps track of all that for all over the nation, actually. So we had the top 6 of the top 10 scores in Microsoft PowerPoint.
That's incredible, and they're all young people from this area.
Absolutely. So Cherokee high school students are from Cherokee, Freedom, Winoka, and Alva. And then, of course, adult students would be from the area also.
And 6 of the 10. I guess you've told them how proud of them you are.
Yes, I have. And we have a wall of fame in my classroom. So we hang the certificates up there. And I mean, I think they feel very honored to be up there. They have yet to take the Microsoft Excel certification test, and that will be in about a month from now. But right now we have 24 that are industry recognized, so valuable and recognized by current employers of certifications for PowerPoint right now that are on the wall of fame.
That's incredible. You know, we are required as radio and TV stations to carry a certain amount of public service information, and would do it anyway. But some of the most recent is right along the lines of what you're talking about. The guy that does the voice on it says. Gives the area that they need help in. We need 50,000 welders right now to go to work right now in a 5-state area, and they're not available yet. And none of the skills that he's talking about would you take in a college course. It would be in a VOTEC course. I mean, the whole idea of we got to graduate from high school and then where are you going to go to college, that may or may not be pertinent anymore, because with the help of the VOTEC, you can go to work pretty quickly.
Yes, and that's I'm passionate about that, honestly. For my adult students, one of the things I had written down here, that higher earning potential, these certified professionals that gain these Microsoft certifications earn 20 to 30% more than their uncertified peers. Also, for a high school student that has Microsoft certifications, a large number of universities accept those for college credit. So they may have come to the Career Tech while they're in high school, got the certifications, and they can use those for credit when they get to college.
Okay, so you've answered a question that I have. There's a girl in Winoka who is a senior, and I don't see her at all the basketball games, and she was an excellent athlete. So I saw her at an event a couple of 3 weeks ago, and I said, why don't you participate anymore? And she said, because I'm going to VOTEC during a part of my day. So she goes to high school part of the time, and she comes to you part of the time, right? Is that right?
Correct. That's correct.
And so she's going to be far ahead of somebody that waits to get out of high school to do that.
Absolutely. I have students that will come as, a sophomore, junior, or senior. And then maybe like this year, I have 3 students who came back a second year. So now they're taking more courses towards the program that they're in. And if they would decide, and I've had this happen several times, then after they graduate, they say, well, I want to just complete this program. Maybe it's the accounting assistant program, the executive administrative assistant, the office specialist. These are all programs and certificates they can get. And so then they already have that many hours towards it from high school, and maybe they can complete it. And at the end of each program, they do a 3-week unpaid internship. That's kind of like a job shadow. And I can tell you that almost every student that has then come as an adult or an adult who has signed up and done the program, 98% of those have become employed at the job wherever they did their job shadow, because it's a win-win for the employer. Usually you have to go off the interview, the application, and the resume, and they get to actually try these students out as workers for 3 weeks. And we have a couple right here in town. We have a couple of young ladies that did their internship at the courthouse. They're still working there. I have a young lady 2 years ago. Oh, that was a huge success story. She was already about 40 and just decided she was ready to do something in her life to make a change. And she decided she wanted to make more than minimum wage. She signed up. She had very low self-confidence. And in a short amount of time, if you think from August to March, that young lady, she didn't even know that accounting was her thing. And I kind of got her started, and then she passed some of the certifications. Her confidence level kept rising. We worked on her soft skills, other things that employers look for. And honestly, there happened to be an opening at a savings and loan in one of our area towns, I'll say, and she is now an officer at that savings and loan doing their accounting. So I'm super proud of all these students.
That is so incredible. Rosie is a long-time school teacher. My redheaded mama was a school teacher all of her life. Did you see the light, the shine light up in Pam's eyes when she's talking about helping people? That's the whole deal about being a school teacher, isn't it?
Benny, how did you find these two? These two are premier ladies. How'd you manage to get them? I wanted to, this lady scraped me up off the street one day and underneath a blue trash barrel.
You better go ahead with that, because they're going to think there's alcohol involved here if you don't clean this deal up. Come on.
It was windy, and I went traipsing out there to bring my trash barrel in, and it blew me over. And she was driving by, and they had the custodian had to come over and get me up, and they took me to the hospital. They are. I'll tell you what, those people out at that Votech are phenomenal.
Melinda, occasionally Rosie will exaggerate when she tells me things. Is any of that true?
Well, it was a very windy day, and it was probably about March last year when it happened, and I really was just driving by, and she reached to get her trash can, and that lid flew up and hit her in the face and knocked her down. I was scared for her, and we got her up, and Tino, our custodian, ran across the street, and she was bleeding. Rosie was bleeding, and we got her in the house, and then one of our nursing instructors came over to evaluate her. We called them and said, "Can you come over here?" And then we got her to the hospital. It was a pretty scary deal. So
that'd be a lab trip for the medical people that are learning at your place.
So yeah, it could have been for sure like EMT or something. They would have needed to have helped us, and they would have. But yeah, we love Rosie. We're so glad to be her neighbor. She's really good to us and to our staff members. And so anyway, but thank you for bringing that up. You're really sweet. So
Melinda Barton is the head of all of this deal at Northwest Tech. So Melinda,
I'm the marketing director.
Well, that's what I said. You're the marketing director and the head of everything, I said. Well, okay. Let's.
What I wanted to know what she was teaching.
I do marketing. I don't actually teach anything. I do coordinate our superintendent's leadership class, which is high school and adult students who apply and interview. And we have this year 31 students between Alva and Fairview who go to different activities that we set up for them. In a couple of weeks, we're going to go tour the Capitol. But so far this year, we've gone to the ropes course at Stillwater, and we've had 3 different leadership sessions. So anyway, it's a lot of fun for our students. So
Melinda, thank you so incredibly so help me here, because you do these things. Is there a question that I have not asked Pam that she needs to be asked?
Yes. I would like for her to tell you about her food truck project that she does with her students.
Oh, we're on that. Whoa, come on.
Oh, yes, I can get excited about that. So each student tries to decide what type of food do they want to sell in their food truck. Then they come up with a unique, catchy name. They design a logo for their business and then create an actual menu. We have guest speakers come in that are food truck owners, so they get to see the behind the scenes, what goes on owning a food truck and how it's different from a brick and mortar store. And then they actually, after they've done those things, they actually design and create a 3D food truck model. And then we have a t-shirt press, so they'll put their logo on a t-shirt and they make a t-shirt for their business, wear it, and then create a 30 to 60 second marketing video. They make social media posts for they're not real, but they look like they are, for their business. And all of this is set up, and I have each year 3 outside judges, and they're from any of those outlying towns. And those judges every year have so much fun. They think they're going to come in and there'll be one that stands out. There never is, because these students are so creative and they get into the marketing, the design, and they really just outdo themselves on this project.
That is incredible. This whole thing is incredible. And speaking of incredible, it's that time on Rose and Ben where you, the listener, get the big payoff. 91 years of fall down, 7 times get up 8, the wisdom, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. Here is your gem for the day from Rosie.
It's short, and it's called I Never Lose, Either I Win or I Learn. Nelson Mandela's.
You can hear the gasps all over town. That's incredible. People pulling off the road and saying, honey, we've got to write that down. Get us a pen there. We've got to write that down. There'll be another one next week. Thank you, Pam, for coming out. Melinda, thank you so much for all that you do. Rosie and Ben, out.